Okay, so we're back. We had a little technical difficulty, but we are back. We are rolling. So like we were saying, those who are just tuning in now, we're talking about black people having a victim mentality, and we were just touching on the point about the victim mentality is rooted from somewhere. We recognize that, but it's time. It's time we move on.
Like, in a sense of like, yes, those things happen, and there's still something that still happens. Mm-hmm. Do you get what I'm saying? Not every black person experiences these things, though. You know what I mean? And I feel like some black people almost chime in to want to have that experience because
that pain.
Are you black if you've never experienced racism? Because it's a thing, you know. It's a thing. Is there a certain level of aggression or hate? Has been through stress and trauma, and we all have. And it's like, no, actually, certain things I've never experienced. I'm really sorry.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. We don't all have to have a chip on our shoulder
in our past. We don't all have to have all of that. It doesn't take away the fact that you're not black. It doesn't take the fact that you've not experienced certain things. Do you know what I mean? But we kind of need to stop looking for handouts from the same people that we're crying about. Like we just
it's gonna continue.
Literally, we set everything.
Yeah, but we want to avoid.
How are we behind waiting and crying all the time about the same? It's like instead of wasting time on crying, and this person didn't give me an opportunity, and I know, like, of course, I let them run situations. Instead of crying about that, it's if you know if you're gonna get up there, if you're a brother or a woman, and you're trying to get up there in the world, and you're thinking, cool, once I get up there, you've got a strategy plan. I'm going to make sure I bring 2 other brothers or 2 other sisters that I know that are doing their thing, somehow help.
And doing their thing well, because I've learned in the corporate world, not everyone abides by the black code. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was someone that I came into certain spaces and I thought, you know what, if I see someone that looks like me, even half like me, I got your back. Anytime. But I've met some people, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why we fail as a community. And I'm going to use the word fail because we are failing as a community. We don't abide by the same codes. You've got other ethnic minorities. They have a code. Even if they don't know each other, the way they treat one another and help one another is the reason why financially they're good. And I'm not talking about being rich. It's not all about being rich, but they're comfortable. Being comfortable is having the ability to have options in life. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So everything you do is what you want to do, not have to do, and with ease. Yeah. So And you see certain ethnic minorities, their children don't mix with our children. No. They're teaching them something different at home that we don't know about. And if they do mix with us, that's maybe a few. A few. Yeah. But there's things that they are taught that they're not going to tell our children or tell us, because their strength and knowledge and their strength and numbers. Yeah. And there are communities that keep together and they're doing very well.
Exactly, they're prospering. You see them you go around ends and you see most of them will own all the things, that places that you go to buy your groceries, places you go buy your food, places you go and buy like some of your clothes. You're going there. Your family's going there. All of these people are going there. The ones that run it. Your hair products, all of this stuff. You're going to them.
And you know what you listed? Yeah, these are some of the main components that allow our economy to keep moving. The economy can come to a halt when money stops being, changed and moved over, whatever. We don't have an economy. And when I say black people don't have an economy, we don't have services where we pay into to people that look like us, and then it comes back to us. So let's just say the normal chain is I go into a pharmacy. The pharmacy has to be black owned. I pay my money to the black owned pharmacy. The black owned pharmacy is hiring staff, pharmacists who are black, who then in turn have a place they rent to a black landlord. Again, the money then circulates within our economy, but that's not what happens.
No.
We as black people, we go to a pharmacy that's owned by someone else. They're hiring people that don't look like us. So already the money has come from the black. Let's just say our black pound has lasted for one exchange.
Yeah.
That's it. Whereas I've heard a British man come out of his Ford car and say, to another British man. They don't know each other. Nice car you got there. Yeah, I know. Ford, British owned. You got to stick to British owned cars. You see, they're already thinking like that, down to the vehicle. That's the difference. Down to the vehicle.
Imagine.
But do we do that?
No.
The only thing we're probably loyal to is probably our takeaways, and it's because no one else is cooking it better than we are.
Yeah.
But let's just say a white man starts cooking our woos.
Sometimes is a bit. So you're
the customer service is abysmal, and my thing is that until we can have honest conversations with one another about how we need to do better and how we need to change our mentality, change our mind frame to strengthen one another, because the only time we seem to get together is when we want to talk about how shit things are for us.
Yes, or when somebody has passed away, a life has been taken, so now let's all stick together. Let's be one. Yeah. Let's now unify. Let's do everything black for those 2 months.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to normal.
And the same victim mentality sets in.
Oh, it's not fair for me.
It's not fair.
We already know that, Dobby.
Thank
you.
So
let's stop worrying about that and let's change stuff up. Let's start creating our own stuff so it's fair for us.
The man is keeping us down. No one's letting us in.
They don't even have to try anymore. They just give us a little bit and then everyone scrambles.
Yeah.
And that's when you get this person, you get one friend, one person. It's like in music, right? People can be stingy with how you can get or how things can be easier for you. So like, let's say I make it and then I decide, I don't want to help because I struggled. I went through so much struggles and this. Now you come
the victim. I'm the victim that struggled. I've been through so much struggles
and I've made it through all the way here. And then you're trying to do your thing. And then I'm just like,
no one helped me.
No one helped me. I had to struggle,
so
bro.
Bogus,
that's how you
man.
learn, bro. That's how you learn. And it's like, no, how we learn as a community is if we share the information, but keep it together.
Share the information to strengthen the next person so we can grow at a faster rate. Because considering we've been here since the 1940s, no, not 1940s, Windrush. When was that again?
Wasn't it 60s?
1960s?
50s, 60s or something?
I'm just checking. Yeah. Production's checking. But let's just say, we've been there. When you find out, let us know, But when you find out, let us know. But let's just say we've been here for 50 years plus, 60 years plus, and 1940s. Okay, I was right. Cool. We've been here since 1940s. Post Windrush, we built. While there was a point in this time,
they brought us here to build
because the country was dying. Let's just say that, and to launch their precious NHS, which they treat us the worst in today. We helped build and launch that, and we are treated like not second class, third class, freaking I don't know what tier citizen we are. We should be dominating. We should own our own communities and much more. We've not even set the foundation. And you know what the problem is? Togetherness.
Exactly.
Because we keep thinking of this mentality of, it's owed to us. We know everything we've done. That's the wickedest thing of everything. We know what we've done, but then we feel like we're owed it.
Yeah.
And in the way you're talking about, in the give us more, hand out owed it. No, but the way we get what we're owed is getting it.
Yeah.
Taking it.
We
don't wait to be given.
Didn't say that as well. I swear I saw like the whole thing, like a whole thing. I even saw it in a movie one time and they were like, when the guy was talking about what's the thing? Freedom. He said you don't ask.
No. And we keep asking.
We keep asking. Stop asking and taking. You can take because you've got the capabilities. We are more than capable of really running things. But we keep acting like we are incapable. Docile. Like we don't know what we're doing. Yeah. We need them to help us. No, yes, we've gone through enough struggles to know that we can handle whatever they throw at us and still keep going. Because without us, they can't do nothing. So why are we still acting like as if like we're still doing this whole but please, it's like as if it's like they've really now it's no longer physical slavery like they did obviously back then. They also did mental slavery, but now it's pure mental. They've gotten us down to the point that our mentality is trained.
We're now trained to be submissive. We're now trained to be subservient.
We got found and they put us, and you know, and like a lion, and you constantly beating it, you're constantly injecting it with all these things. It now, if you were to open the thing, it's not going to try the cage. It's not going to try and run everywhere and leave to go find home.
And what happened now?
It's used to down here. This is home now.
And what's happened now is like majority of us don't know any better. No. We now have programmed ourselves to be like, I mean, we should be grateful for what we have. I mean, it could be a lot worse. Have you seen our compadres in America?
Like,
No. We should stop setting the bar to, at least we're not treated as bad. We need to stop asking the police to stop killing us. We need to stop asking schools to treat our kids better and to stop misdiagnosing them. And we need to stop asking hospitals to treat pregnant black women well enough to stop letting them die during pregnancy. We need to stop asking.
We need to stop asking and just doing.
We got enough intelligent people, enough infrastructure, enough people, even if we're not depending, and I'm not one of those people, all the rich people donate. No, we can come up with our own treasuries that prioritize our communities. So when there's funding that we need for schools that have given up on our young black boys, because they like to give up on them because they're seen as problem children from very early onset, or they give them like early diagnosis of ADHD, even if they don't have it. Not to say some people don't, some of them don't. When they're leaving black women to die during pregnancy, we should have our own hospitals.
Exactly. And we should also stop like depending on our celebrities.
Yeah, stop calling out celebrities.
Stormzy and Dave to save us.
Yeah,
we're not the only ones in the community, mate.
I'm telling you,
if we all came together, we wouldn't just need Stormzy or Dave to help us. You know?
Do you know what 4% of the English population is? What 4%? Cool. If everyone said, you know what, let's have a trust, a fund, a treasury for black things that we need in our communities, the main components, and we all just put a £1 subscription every month. £1 doesn't hurt everybody. 4% of the population in England. Do you know how much more well off we'd be as a people? But the first thing people will say is, nah.
Exactly.
I'm not doing all of that.
That sounds cool. The idea, and then somebody would try and be like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense though, because technically, and it's like, you've already shut the idea down. You rather shut the idea down and then go back to the same person and cry for help. Then actually say, okay, but how can we do this? I like the idea.
We know
how do we execute it to perfection? How do we actually create this? No one's trying to create. Everyone's just looking for help.
Everyone's looking for help. The funny thing is, you go to the banks and you're begging for a mortgage from people that are not either going to not give it to you or give you ridiculously high interest rates or a bunch of hoops to jump through. But you know who they're giving those mortgages to with ease? People that look like them. We should have our own banks because we keep saying, I've got a really good business idea, but no bank's going to give me a business loan. Why is that? We know why.
Exactly.
They don't want to give it to us. But now if we tell you, there's a black bank that's been set up, do you want to open an account? How many people will say, yeah, why not? Or go, nah, I'm all right, I'll stick to Barclays and Santander.
Barclays is
not going to help you start your business. Barclays is not going to give you your mortgage with ease. With ease. It's so funny.
honestly. So what are we telling them? What are we telling the people them?
Final takeaway is black people, we know we went through a lot. Slavery's a big thing.
Some of us didn't even go through it.
Some of us didn't go through it. We're being taught about it in the Western schools.
In the Western schools.
And most of them are just putting on roots.
We're not always all slaves.
Yeah.
No,
that's true.
A lot of us fought for freedom and got it.
Not true. And, a lot of these teachers will put on roots and then leave the room to have a fag while we watch that. And that's the idea of black history. Because that's what I went through and a lot of people went through it. And I feel like our history definitely doesn't stop or end with it. It's merely a chapter, but apparently that's what they want. That's the narrative they want to give. But the takeaway for today is black people, we know our history. We know where we come from. We're taught that because we have the art of storytelling. Let us not forget ourselves. Let's put the victim mentality behind us and let's start to build together. We're not victims and we will not be
victims. And yes, we experience it.
We've been made to be victims.
In our soul, but that's not who we are.
No, and our spirit reigns high. And like it or not, we are not islands. We are never. I repeat, we will never get to where we need to go to until we get together. And that's it. You guys have been watching Hey Sis. Stay tuned in.
Don't know.